is that OGJ say, Negro, please. He's putting that season on me. Damn, that's OG. Who the hell is he? Why is he in these YouTube streets? A lot of wisdom in him when he starts
There's literally
talking,
nothing that Israel won't do in the name of vengeance and in the name of continuing Zionism.
Don't know me because you're trying to find your way. I'm the one who's at peace. Negro, please, my man. Oh man. Because you're trying to find your way. I'm the one who's at peace. Negro, please, my man. OG. OG. Because you're trying to find your way. I'm the one who's ace. Negro, please, my man. Oh man. One and only. Yeah.
Just like to say good morning, SBWD Speed, bringing it to you all the way live. Got something different. I've been on this channel in a while. Things are getting serious all over the world. If you've been checking out my other channel, you know I've been kicking up dust in these YouTube streets. I just say good morning.
Because you're trying to find your way.
Early in the morning, 6:05, 6:27, 2:25. SPWD Speed, bringing it to you all the way live. What's going on, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Chicago, Detroit, Mixie Dixie Line, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. Swing over to South Carolina, South Carolina, as we call it, back in '82. Well, what the college at? Denmark College. Slide on over to Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. I just say good morning to you. Got some important things I want to share with y'all today. We mustn't forget what we came from. We mustn't forget the struggle that we came through. We mustn't forget the struggle that South Africa went through. We mustn't forget even what the Jews went through. And we mustn't forget what Palestine is going through now. It's worse than apartheid. I call it short of what Hitler did. Don't forget about Mississippi, Arizona, Texas, Oklahoma. Heard they had 2 shots. 2 cops were shot in Milwaukee sometime this morning or yesterday. We're gonna slide on to LA where I'm at. Long Beach, LA. I'm kicking it in. Good morning, everybody. And salute. Or should I be saying grand rising? It's gonna take us about 5 minutes. We're gonna get straight into the show. This is gonna be a real short video. It's gonna be less than 15, 20 minutes, and you'll be out of there, but you'll have so much information. It'll make you say, wow. People, these are kids are being killed,
because you're trying to find your way.
Exterminated.
I'm the one who
And we're not even saying anything. We act as if, man, it's not even happening. 60,000, over 60,000, some innocent people are being killed in 2025. And we acting like it's war, but it's not. You call people in to eat, and then just before you serve them, you start shooting them down and killing them. It's a damn shame, people. And we're supposed to be the land of opportunity, fairness, equality. And we supporting that kind of stuff in Israel going on with our taxpayer money. You should be waking up every day, sending some kind of email or some kind of text to your government in your city, your state, your county, or whatever, and tell them we cannot keep giving money to a regime that's killing innocent people.
Negro, please.
And all this is gonna be fair use.
I'm the one who's supremacy. Negro, please, why can't you see? I'm the one who's at peace. You having so many problems, cause you don't understand, because you're not free. Your ancestors died for you and me. System of white supremacy, keeping you from being free. You're trying to find your way, but I'm at peace. Negro, please. Negro, please, Negro, please. Why can't you see? Why can't you see? Believe. Your brother OG, OG, one and only, one and only, one and only. You know I'm free, because you're trying to find your way. I'm the one who's at peace. Negro, please. My brother OG, I'm the one who's at peace. Negro, please. Negro, please, why can't you see? Why can't you see? Believe. Your brother, OG, 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 OG. Who the hell is he? YouTube streets.
the weatherman say everything's going to be A-okay. You know what I mean? So until I get my right music, I'm going to have to play some music on the bottom of this, but we're going to get straight into the show because I think that's what we need to do. I'm going to cut this way down till I bring the music that I really want.
There's literally nothing that Israel won't do in the name of vengeance and in the name of continuing Zionism. For some people, the takeaway is as long as they're not literally putting people in ovens, as long as they're not doing exactly what the Nazis did, that somehow that's okay. It's actually not okay. Never again doesn't mean never again in the exact same way that the Nazis did it. If that's your takeaway from the Holocaust, you really need to look at yourself and do some soul searching. I'm Jewish. I lost members of my family during the Holocaust, and the truth is, Israel does not represent me. Israel does not make me safer. In fact, it puts me and all Jews in greater danger, because as Israel commits these crimes against humanity and live streams them, and in some cases gleefully live streams them, we've seen soldiers doing this, Israel doing that and saying it's in the name of Jews, that will create anti-Semitism. The idea that Israel represents all Jews is in itself an anti-Semitic idea. The dual loyalty trope says that all Jews are a monolith and we're all loyal to Israel and we can't be trusted to be loyal to other governments, regardless of where we live. That is really what Israel is leaning into. And you have anti-Semites and then the government of Israel, AIPAC and the ADL, all making the same argument, which I think really shows you the dangers and the inherent anti-Semitism of Zionism. People like to claim that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitic. Well, it's actually not, given that you literally have more Christian Zionists in the world than you have Jewish Zionists. This particular Christian form of Zionism wants Jews to go back to Israel so we can provoke the end times, Armageddon. All Jews except a very lucky 400 who accept Christ as their Lord and Savior burn for all of eternity. So these are the allies. All these cancel culture warriors who talk about right-wingers being canceled are very silent, interestingly enough, when it comes to critics of Israel, who are probably the most canceled people of all. If you're a Palestinian critic of Israel, you're very, very, very canceled. If you're a Jewish critic of Israel, you're less canceled, but you're still canceled. You're just canceled as a self-loathing Jew as opposed to an anti-Semite, which is a significant difference. I mean, I was fired by a network for saying that Israel is an apartheid state. So my being Jewish didn't really protect me. And of course, there's a huge bias in the way that corporate media reports on Israel-Palestine. They're very clear when Russia does something. Russia bombs, Russia strikes, Russia kills. When it's Israel, it's often Palestinians killed in attack, Palestinians dead after bombing. We even know that networks and outlets instruct their writers and reporters not to use certain words like genocide, not even to use the word Palestine. In fact, the reporting by the New York Times on the alleged mass rape used by Hamas was so bad that they had to cancel a podcast that they were going to do about it because there was so little to back it up. Now, on the other hand, you have countless stories and allegations of Israelis raping Palestinians. That got totally ignored. It's really fascinating that we hear time and time again about the 40 beheaded Israeli babies, even though there was no evidence of that. And we do have evidence of actually beheaded babies, children with their heads blown off. I mean, we saw a child literally shredded. Various representatives of the Israeli government are never asked about that. They're never asked to condemn Israel's violence. They're never asked to condemn Israel's terrorism. There was a doctor who was tortured to death. If you don't already feel disturbed by the images of Palestinians or the stories of Palestinians, the story of Hind Rajab, who was left in a car to die when she was begging for help, and Israeli soldiers shot up the car and shot up the ambulance trying to rescue this girl. If that doesn't haunt you, I would really urge you to imagine this happening to a Jewish child during the Holocaust. I think that Jews should understand this, if anything, more than other people, because of our history of being targeted, of being otherized, of being compared to vermin, of attempted extermination, of genocide and ethnic cleansing, and of the world looking the other way. That That's something that we have to remember. That happened to us. We can't let that happen to other people. That's not justice. That's not how we honor those killed in the Holocaust. Everything that Israel tells you about its founding, about its history, and about its role today is a lie. Some people think, oh, Israel was founded for Holocaust survivors, and then it got greedy and took over too much land and ruined its founding mission, which was to be a safe haven for Jews. The truth is, it was founded on ethnic cleansing. It was not a utopia. I think it's really eye-opening to look at the actual language of early Zionists, because they were calling their banks colonial trusts. They were talking about how natives always resist colonists. In other words, it's not just critics of Zionism who describe Zionism as colonial, it was the Zionists themselves. Israeli society really had a lot of disdain for Holocaust survivors, so they did something very disgusting. They both weaponized the Holocaust to justify their extermination of Palestinians, and they mistreated Holocaust survivors. In fact, they even referred to them as sapon, which means soap in Hebrew.
Man. Now, y'all talk about black on black crime. This was hard for me to hear when I first heard this. And she throwing out information, she putting out receipts. Check the channel. It's in the description. You can go and look at a lot of different videos. Let's get back to it, all right?
And that was because there was a myth that Nazis turned Jewish bodies into soap. It's not true, but that was a myth. And the important thing is that people thought that was true, and they thought it would be appropriate to call survivors by that name. Israel wanted to create a new Jew that was armed, that was working the land. They were ashamed of the Jews who were killed. They thought that they went to their slaughter like sheep. They were ashamed of Jews who were religious, Jews who were scholars, Jews who were also cosmopolitan. They really did, ironically, internalize a lot of anti-Semitism. There were Zionist bombings in the Middle East that were used to scare people into emigrating out of Iraq, out of Morocco, and into Israel. That's how little they cared about Jewish people. They bombed synagogues in order to get people to leave the Middle East and go to Israel, where they would be mistreated, which is what happened to Mizrahi Jews. Some were basically put into camps. They rejected Yiddish, which was spoken by Eastern European and diasporic Jews, and they also rejected Arabic, which was spoken by Mizrahi Jews of the Middle East. Yiddish is an amazing language, and it's dying out, and the reason it's dying out is because Israel chose to create modern Hebrew, which no one spoke, and they had a lot of disdain for a lot of Jewish culture. So Israel has always been a racist project in many.
I hope y'all really understand, and not for the people who are in here, but the people who might be listening to this later on. This is a shame because it shows some of the things that we're going through in this country after 400 years of slavery, how we turn against each other. I mean, some people even go as far as say, you know, we all should have just disappeared and not even be here. A lot of us against each other because of religious spirituality. Just look how this machine worked. I told you there's nothing new under the sun other than the person who's looking up. We got to understand these tricks not only been tried in this country, they was tried in South Africa. I mean, these are tricks 101 out of Hitler's 101 book, How to Destroy a Race of People. In some way, we as people, we're going to have to rise up to righteousness. I know we look like little David now with the slingshot, but look how much little David was able to accomplish. When he was outmanned, outsized, outstrength, but he believed in a creator, Jehovah, Yahweh, Allah, whatever you call your creator, he believed. This is some of the things we're going to have to do in this country. Take a re-evaluation of what we have been allowed to happen with our taxpayer money over there in that land. And it's a shame that we don't call evil for what it is. I guess we just in that mindset. We don't know what a woman is. We don't know what a man is. We don't know what evil is. And that's a damn shame.
Ways against Palestinians, but even against Jews themselves. And it's been an anti-Semitic project as well. Not only is Judaism obviously much older than Zionism, but there was Christian Zionism from the very beginning, and that was fueled by anti-Semitism and the desire to get Jews out of Europe.
What's going on, Doug?
Lord Balfour of the Balfour Declaration was a major anti-Semite. Zionism actually requires anti-Semitism to justify its existence. So for Zionists, they don't want to defeat anti-Semitism. They want to use it to strengthen the state of Israel. It's also true to remember that this is not a conflict about religion or culture. Jews and Christians and Muslims lived in peace, in harmony in many areas of the Middle East for centuries. This is about power. This is about land. This goes back to resources. This goes back to the West wanting to have a foothold in the Middle East. This is not about religion. Jewish anti-Zionism has existed since Zionism. A lot of Jews opposed Zionism because they, I would say rightly, predicted it would create anti-Semitism. There's a very rich radical history of Jewish internationalism. During the Spanish Civil War, which many people see as the dry run for World War II, among all the international brigades, so all the volunteers who left their countries to fight in a war against fascism, the most common language spoken was Yiddish, which speaks to this tradition. If we look at so many struggles like the civil rights movement in the United States, there were lots of Jews involved in that. Jewish people were overrepresented in that movement. If you look at South Africa, some of the most active anti-apartheid activists were Jewish. That's the tradition that I'm proud to be part of, not a tradition which weaponizes trauma, tragedy, and the Holocaust to kill more people.
So, what y'all got to understand, there's more than, there's a difference between a Jewish person and what's going on over there in the Middle East. That's about the best way I can say it. Zionists. I couldn't even put up some of the pictures of that I wanted to put up because YouTube wouldn't allow me to put it up. But if you see how they put these people in mass graves, and I'm talking about families, you don't see no uniforms, you don't see no guns, you don't see nothing. You just see women and children and old fragile looking men thrown in mass graves. Look. We just got to speak against evil, people. I know they don't got us all afraid, but you can't have fear and spirituality in the same body. Not if you practice it. Now, if you just a weekend or a Sunday Christian or Friday Muslim, and the rest of the week, you doing all kinds of crazy stuff, or 7-day adventure, Jehovah's Witness, or whatever, you practicing on one day, really going there for a fashion show, then this ain't gonna disturb you none, because you ain't real about it. But anyway, let's get back to it.
Israel is unsustainable. There's no coming back from this. Something new needs to be created. Jews can live side by side with Muslims and Christians in Palestine, just as they have for centuries. If coexistence is so impossible, and if anti-Semitism is so impossible to fight against, how is it that Jews live in Germany today? Germany was where anti-Semitism turned into the Holocaust, and yet somehow Jews are able to live in Germany in safety. But we're supposed to believe that they can't live in Palestine in safety? Palestine is not the country that created Adolf Hitler. Palestine is not the country that created the Holocaust. The biggest threat to Jewish safety is not a free Palestine, it's Zionism. It's essential to challenge the lies and propaganda of mainstream media. You won't see videos like these in the mainstream media, which is why it's so important to support the work of Double Down News on Patreon. And if I do say so myself, the Katie Halper Show. There's literally nothing that Israel won't do in the...
All right. Just like I said, it would be nice, sweet, and short. Same story. Different victims. Black America, South Africans, Jews in Germany, now Palestinians. Can't be silence on this, people. I ain't telling you to go out the street and march and all that, but you can give your government a little email or something, because our taxpayer money is paying for all them weapons they using over there to kill them people. What is it, something like $7 billion? Damn shame. Other than that, I hope everyone have an amazing day today. And keep your prayers for this beautiful earth that we have. 6:27 after the hour, SPWD Speed, bringing it to you all the way live in the wee hours in the morning time. I'm in California. 6:27. I think I'm gonna take your advice, Doug. Do what I do. Stay in my own lane, stay in my own place. Oh yeah, I might go in the chat every once in a while and troll on somebody else's channel. It's time for us to get on top of the mountain. Get our heads straight. Understand what is going on in the world. And here. I ain't gonna disrespect if I like the president or don't like the president. I just want to make them better. We got to deal with whoever's in the office. We've been dealing all this time with all these characters in the office. So we might as well deal with what we got. Try to make them better, think better. Y'all be surprised how the greatness of prayer and using your voice. So y'all stay safe out there and keep yourself together. That's all you got to do. And everything will work out for you, okay? Peace and love. And always strive for the truth.
Oh, gee, who the hell is he? Why is he in these YouTube streets? A lot of wisdom in him. When he start talking, you gon' see one and only, one and only, one and only. Don't know me because you're trying to find your way. I'm the one who's at peace.
You know I got to do it, Doug.
OG.
6:30. Wake up, California. It's 9:30 in the East Coast. Midwest? I don't know. I went to night school. I can't function too much in the daytime.
I'm the one who's at peace. Negro, please, my man. OG. OG. One and only. Yeah. One and only. One and only. Don't on me. Yeah. OG. I'm the one who's at peace. Negro, please. My man. OG. Because you're trying to find your way. I'm the one who's ace. Negro, please, my man.